Namaste, Milena ji. You can hear me, right? You can't hear me?
Now, yes, yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, so yes, you are the sincere tantric student. Okay, anyway. So talking about sensuality, which is very
The only one again.
Hello, what did you say?
I'm the only one.
That's what I said. You seem to be the only sincere tantric student.
Okay.
Okay, there are students, those are sincere, but sincere student is one who appears for the class, not just sign up a course. That's something you make a commitment, and commitments not made is not good. Anyways, not my issue for the first thing. Okay, so talking about sensuality. Okay, the whole sensuality of us, of the process of human being, is mixed up, which is a continuous flow which gives rise to giving and receiving. Okay, this is sensuality. Whatever we give, whatever we receive, we do because we are sensual process or a sensual being. Okay, it's because of the sensuality. Now, sensuality is often blurred as sexuality, mostly in the East. But tantric yogis in the ancient times were very, as a teacher or as the one who delivered the knowings, they were very, they actually looked after if people are sensual, because only sensual people will catch up with things. Because the thing is not to catch up with things outside, it is all about inside. And those who are very sensitive, or at least sensitive more than the others, they catch up, and things within them starts to happen at a very faster rate. So the more sensitive someone becomes, the more sensual someone becomes, the more easy it gets for the whole universe to start delivering the knowledge. Okay, that's the only way. It's like fixing your radio at the perfect frequency to catch up the vibes. Okay. So when there is no seek to control, then we are not trying to control our senses, our sensitiveness, we start to elevate. Okay, so we just elevate, we move up through everything, mostly through the bandhas, three bandhas, and also the three granthis. We move, we are elevated through the bandhas, which can be made more and more stronger to function with the help of prana. So everything is breath. So pranayama is like Pranayama is basically the internal magical thing which clears all that is stored in the nadis. And as we have already discussed many times, or maybe you have even read, all these samskaras, dittis are stuck in our nadis. We have thousands and thousands of nadis, so they all get stuck in the nadis inside us. Pranayama helps to clear all those passages. And there is this natural urge in almost many, okay, not all. There is this natural urge to nourish ourselves within. This comes as a natural urge. We cannot teach it, and nobody can learn it. The natural urge happens in time. So as our life processes moves on, it just happens one day that a natural urge comes to us. And now we are looking at the different dimensions, which is the koshas. We now want to explore through our koshas. So this is a natural urge. So whenever anyone of us is moving towards that freedom, the freedom of expression. So when someone is free to express their desires, they are elevating through these koshas, through these granthis. They are moving up and beyond. Okay, this can be also with the Kundalini energy. It just rises up. It starts to rise up. Kriyas are necessary, or maybe the only way to clear all what is blocking the subtle body through for deeper pranayama. So this is why we do kriyas. In Tantra Yoga, basically we do 4 kriyas. Kapalbhati is one of the kriya. Jalneti is the second one. Trataka is the third one. And Sankha Prakshalan is the 4th kriya. You familiar with all these kriyas? Okay, you have done all? Done all?
I tried once Shankha Prakshavana, but it's very hard for me. I find that other ways are more easier than throwing away. Drinking so much water.
It's not about throwing away. That's the conception many think about Sankha Prachalan, that it's about throwing away. It's not about throwing away. It's about creating more space for more prana to move into those organs which are not clean. So it's not just throw out, it's to create space. So if you see this kriya for creating space, you will start to have different experiences and it will change the whole thing. So whenever you find time, try it once again, and this time think about the space rather than throwing. Throwing happens, which is not we are doing. Many are concerned upon throwing out, and then they find it so hard because it's not a natural process to throw out. So allow the throwing to happen on its own. Our concentration should be on creating more space. So You did it with the exercises, the 7 exercises along.
Yes, I tried with, it was guided by one older yogi
Oh yeah.
few years ago, but I don't find nothing. I was drinking so much water and working asanas, and then putting the fingers, and then it was unpleasant. And I find it easier to do rectal cleaning than this. This is hard for me, and I don't
It's okay.
like it.
It's okay. Whenever, if ever you find time, think about the space spectrum and try it out. It will totally change your experience. Anyways, so as our energies starts to increase after doing these kriyas, after moving into pranayamas, once the energy starts to increase, it will start to polarize within us the activity and the stillness. Both are needed. Activity and stillness is needed to continue the journey. We need both. They need to be in balance. So too much activity is harmful. Too much stillness is harmful. They need to be always balanced. We need to know when to stop and when to keep moving. Very necessary. Okay, this is why 1.5 hours of asanas is not suitable for all. Not at all in summer for pittas, and not at all good for kaphas in winter. Not at all good for vatas in rainy seasons. The 90 minutes class is not for all. That's a very, even if it is in yoga class.
Yes, I realize it when it's windy, it's Vata, it's very hard for me to practice, especially if I try to practice. It's impossible to practice outside, especially Ashtanga. So sometimes I do it lighter, or make it 1 hour, or do less counting or something like that, or try to find a space inside to practice inside. But yes, it's hard. And my dosha, the wind is terrible for me. I don't feel very good when it's windy. I can stand 40 degrees, it's okay, but wind is totally disaster. I don't know why my eyes are like I have tears in eyes, and everything is kind of, yes, I'm kind of nervous when it's windy.
The main thing is, first, asanas are to be done under the sky and above the earth. We have got it totally wrong. Yoga studios.
Yes, but my
studios.
My Ashtanga mentor here always telling me do not practice Ashtanga outside. It's not for outside.
Why?
Because of a lot of sweating, so there is a wind, there is something you can hurt yourself, hurt the muscles. So he never allows me to practice outside. When I'm here, I practice outside. I don't have enough space.
So when you practice outside and when you practice inside, do you feel different?
Well, I don't know. When I practice outside, it's nice, especially if I wait for the sun to come out. So it's kind of, I do it outside here when I'm at the seaside. So before the sunrise, then it's beautiful if I catch that moment.
Your teacher, Ashtanga teacher, my regards to him. Why do we practice sun salutation? Ashtanga Hatha, why do we do sun?
Yes, to meet the sun.
Not to just warm up. We want that vitamin, whichever is provided by the sun, to get directly into us. We want to create the tapas, not by room being locked and then turning on the ACs or fans not for that. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I said you, I share everything from the East in accordance with the West. So I'm not blaming West, but I'm not even praising or making East look down. I'm just trying to find that exact balance. So that's what I said. Pitas find it hard in summer. Kaphas find it hard in winters. Vatas find it hard in rainy seasons because the body now needs a certain temperature. It just fits in that temperature. And this body is meant to handle any kind of situation. I mean, any kind of climate outside, just like the animals, the wild ones, not the pet animals, the wild animals. The rain comes, they get wet. It's too sunny, they feel it. It's windy, they are there. They just don't find to go in. But that going in from those outside natural happenings is what is making us go away from us. And we lose our sensitiveness. We lose our sensuality, which is so very needed on this path. Because the more sensual we are, we'll become more and more sensitive. The more sensitive we are, then we will know why when I practice in the wind, as for you and for me, why do I feel so hard to practice when the sun is into me? What is it telling me, or what is the wind telling you? We cannot decide, or we cannot find the answer by staying in a room and no teacher, no guru, no book can talk about this, because this is your mind, our direct experience. So this is why things go wrong. This is why asanas, as I keep on saying, asanas don't help. This is the only reason. Start doing the asanas the way they were taught in the ancient times, and it will start helping. We were in ashram. I think I told you, I started my journey from an ashram. Whatever the weather was, always outside. Red kind of soil, a lake was nearby, some trees were there, and the sun and the sky was there. Whatever the weather.
But tell me, whatever the weather, well, I don't think there is really cold weather in India during the whole year.
It is. It is not during the whole year. It's cold in the months of like December, January. Yes, it is cold.
It's minus. Is it minus 10, minus?
No, it's not like your weathers for sure.
Yes,
It's
that's
not
why
like-
you can practice outside whole year. But in Europe and I don't know, Moscow
There
or
is
something,
a
it's very hard.
Russian teacher, if you know. I think when I lost my last Instagram, I don't know, I met her again on this Instagram. So she does yoga minus 30, 37, 40 outside. At minus 37, 40, which
She's
is
an alien.
Not even, no, she's not an alien. What happens, her breath. I got to see her when I was in Bali. I attended one of her classes. Her breath, when she does this, a room full of 40, 45 students hear her inhalation. And she's not making sound. It's so very clear. You can just keep on watching at her as if it's moving from the nose, nostrils, moving through the throat, to her chest, into her belly, moving down to her toes. The breath, you can at least, actually seeing her, you can feel the prana in and out. Her breath is so clear. She does this very fast vinyasas, one breath, one movement, she never sweats. I mean, at least during asana. She never loses count of her breath. And she does not just instruct through words. She does every pose, all throughout the class. And she keeps notice of every student in the class who could not do that pose. After the class, she takes 15 minutes. That's her timing because she has a class of 75 minutes, 60 minutes practical, 15 minutes she talks to every of the students whom she found were finding hard in that pose, which means she is able to capture every moment which happened. I
How many
talked with
students in the class?
50. Bali has 45 to 50 students.
50 students, and she remembered every student and every
student,
moment.
every student.
I don't know,
every
she's an
student.
alien then.
She's not an alien. Let me tell you what she does is in Russia, she has been taking ice bath since birth.
Yeah, I know that. I'm breathing like with. I like to breathe Wim Hof's breathing. It's very helpful for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
But I
she has
tried
been
some
doing
from
that.
time to time. I tried that cold showers, but I find it's very hard. I'm a water, so it's very hard to take cold showers. It's like harming my body. I don't find it very useful for me. Breathing, yes, but cold water, no.
So in Ayurveda, we say the water should be a little less than room temperature. So in the old ages of yoga being taught in India, there was this lake and ocean somewhere, anywhere, rivers. They used to jump into it, come out, and start the asana practice. So I don't know. There are many things. As I said, we are here for darshan, not for much debate or discussions. But it's okay. Anyways, we will know, as I say, as we go on this path, we realize everything, and then we can say it out, and then it just becomes our experience. So what happens is, as our energy starts to increase and we polarize between activity and stillness, which is Shiva and Shakti. So the Shiva is the activity, the stillness is the Shakti. Okay, so we realize. And when prana, the prana inside us, starts to shed its light in all those 84,000 nadis inside us, the primal force within us, which is our gunas, three gunas, the gunas get balance, which is a must. And it helps, it is helped by pranayama. So opening up the koshas, opening up the granthis, opening up our bandhas, cleaning up the nadis, doing the kriyas, and then moving to pranayamas is helping us to get our gunas balanced, which is a must. So these nadis, then when the gunas are in balance, these nadis within us starts to expand like blossoming into pleasure, because there is no thing called stress, tension, emotion inside us when the nadis expand more and more. So when we are blossoming into pleasure, there is no pain inside us anywhere. So to be free from these suffering and pain, which is tamas, and all these unfulfilled pleasure, which is rajas, we move into sattvic state. That's where these nadis help. So the nadis help us to move towards the sattvic state, nothing else. So no amount of pranayamas, asanas, or kriyas help us. It's the clearing of these nadis which will help us stay at sattvic state forever. And we can be in that space. So it does not mean we don't have rajas and tamas, because they are needed always. They are, but they never cross each other. They move accordingly, just like a perfect circle. Okay. So this is what in the morning I think we said, stillness of contentment. When the nadis have expanded, we find a stillness of santosha. We are totally santosha. Santosha happens at the sattvic level. When the guna sattvika is at its peak, we find santosha. Okay. I think Sunela ji sent a message. Are there any mudras? Mudras, you know, are all these hand gestures, the bodily gestures, all those. In Tantra, we use 6 mudras, basically. 3 white, 3 red. We will study the white. The first one is Matangi Mudra. The second one is Trishula Mudra. And the third one is Shiva Mudra. Or no, we study it there. So we study Kali Mudra. Matangi, Kali, and Trishula. Trishul Mudra. Okay. So for your Matangi Mudra, which is one of the Mahavidyas, you just cross your little and your ring finger with each other. Your middle finger touches the tip of the other middle finger. A tip of your right crosses over the left index finger, touches the index finger, and so does the other. This is our Matangi Mudra. So cross little finger, cross ring finger, tip of the middle finger touching each other. And then crisscross the thumb and the index finger. Yes. Yeah, so your same thumb and index finger are touching each other here, like this finger is in between, and then you touch the other. You can see? Yes, perfect. So this is our Matangi Mudra. What it does, you have to feel. So there is no point in reading any books. What does it help with? It will help everybody with different reasons. Because elements are here touched. 3 elements are touching each other. The other 2 elements are just laying dormant, but 3 elements are doing the work within us. We have to feel. Remember, Matangi is letting go of words and languages. So which means when we are doing this, we are not taking any borrowed language or knowledge. What does it help with? We move beyond language and words, and we move into the light of Asteya, the truth of our own self, by having this mudra. You place it in front of your heart, or you can just place it in front of your navel. The middle finger facing up or to the front doesn't matter much. You can keep it more towards your chest to feel more. You can keep it in front of your navel to get more sensitive. Just stay there.
So we
for-
use mudra, we use mantra, mantra like mantra meditation. We use mudra, maybe yantra if we can find it, but you
Yes,
said
we are.
it's
we are
hard to
doing
find.
yantras. Yeah, we are doing yantras also. Yes, this is why we use Ayurveda also. So Tantra does not leave anything.
Yes, yes, and we eat sattvic food like all that I consider as normal. But here specific will be the specific mantras, the specific mudras, and also yantras, which is new for me. And you said we cannot find yantra in Europe, and only maybe
mean,
if I come in India when I come.
I mean, many of my students, and many of you also know them, who were students in some of the courses, they never found it, and they are mostly from Europe, all over the Europe. They did not find it, and whatever they found was crap. So yeah, online
Yeah, you
basically
said it.
is a total crap.
Is that
Because you will not know exactly what is written there because it's written in Sanskrit. And if anything, a word is written wrong. Now wrong is wrong. There is no debate about wrong here. A mantra written wrong will do wrong things in life. They do. It's not because we are
isn't it? The
disrespecting.
yantra is a kind of a picture of mandala.
Yeah, but it is written. There are words written on it. Yeah, it's in Sanskrit.
Mhm.
The mantras are written there.
So they're not original. What we can find it on the internet, it's not original yantra for the Mahadev.
Yes, you can find, but we don't use. So on the internet you can find for sure, and you will find the real ones on internet, on Google. But then you just cannot take a picture out of it and print it out, because yantra is not to be on a white paper with black lines. That's a rule. Yantra in the ancient time was used with 7 different things mixed to make the ink. So the ink is also made out of using 7 dhatus, 7 different things, which had different properties in them. And then ink was made, and they used to write with not a nib or a ball pen. They used a feather, mostly of a peacock or some other bird, pigeon, mostly peacocks and some other. They used that to write. And there was a reason behind writing with those. And there was a reason why 7 dhatus particularly were used. Everything has had, has, and will have a reason. So they use a Bhojpatra, not the paper which we are now using. Bhojpatra is not made out of the bamboos. It's made out of the bark of a tree. So you write it on a Bhojpatra where pen doesn't work. So this is why they had to create this kind of ink to write it down.
Yes, but who now can find real yantra? No one.
You find it in Banaras. In Rishikesh, you have to do a hard search. You first need to find a person who actually knows what is a Bhojpatra and who knows who make it handmade and not sold all over the streets in Rishikesh, because that crap is sold online also. So what you find for 100 Indian rupees in India is what is being sold for 100 euros in Europe. Because there are people who can make money out of everything. So they did not leave also the yantras free. So they are making money and they know. They are smart people. They know how to make money. That's all. Nothing,
But
nothing to be blamed.
I don't think,
But-
I mean, if
but-
you cannot find yantra, it's meant to be not to find yantra, so who cares? If it's meant to be, the yantra will be very easy to find it. If it's not meant to be, leave it.
It's not a European thing happening everywhere. This is not meant to be in my life, so it is not happening. It's not like that. You need a strong will. When you have a will, you will find it. When you have an attitude, oh, in time it will happen. Which time? Okay, in time, okay. Which time?
What we think, where we put our focus, it will manifest
That's
in our
it.
Maya, yes. So when I come to India, I will know I am finding yantra. For
You will
sure.
find yantra in Rishikesh itself. In, as I said to you in the morning, in Gita Bhavan itself, they make yantras there. You just need time. You tell them, they will prepare it in 2-3 days. They will prepare whatever yantras, and they will show you. If you need to, you can sit beside them, and they will show you when they are making the yantra, because it has to go through 1008 malas to become a pure yantra, to be now used by anyone. So it's not just, and there is nothing religious or God thing happening here. It's all about the energy. So they are fitting those mantra energy into that space. Mantra has energy. So they recite it so that it fits and it works. So when we have that yantra in front of it, the area, the aura is energized so that obstacles, circumstances don't interfere our will and desire to move where we want to. So there are all basically reasons. Okay, we'll do this someday in some other course. How, when to start doing yoga. This would be a great step for Bhakti Yoga Shala. I'm not sure it will come just right away in some years, but yes, as years pass by, it's surely coming. Bhakti Yoga Shala will be organizing some of the unique courses. This I know. Okay, I mean, if the school stays, I will be staying. I don't know about the school. So that's the thing, because it's very necessary. It's necessary because everybody trying so hard should reach there. That's my internal purpose. Anybody trying to move and become that flower should be given all those steps, techniques, facilities to bloom. That's all. Whoever they are, wherever they are, doesn't matter. Even if it is through writing on my blogs, which I will write, and through some things, online classes maybe, or some recorded videos all over my apps. So yeah, it will happen for sure. It has to. I think that is why I came here on this amazing, beautiful world, just to give them. Okay, coming back. These are your mudras. You have your pranayamas. You have your kriyas. You have your mantras. 10 Mahavidyas, 10 mantras. 3 now mudras. Pranayama, we generally do Bhramari, we do Ujjayi. We do, basically, we do this too. Kapalbhati is the Kriya. Bandhas, we do work on bandhas. Okay. So all the three bandhas and the Maha Bandha, we work upon 4 bandhas. But I think this we did in Kundalini also. Okay. Then coming into asanas. In total, we use 84 asanas in Tantra. Okay, but in white Tantra, we will be using 4. The rest is black and red and whatever colors you need to think about. They are rest there. Okay.
Wait, I have a good question. Red will be something like for the couples.
No. Red would be when someone is teaching you about sex.
Uh-huh. So it's for the couples.
No, sex is not for.
Okay.
You don't need couple.
For me only. Okay. And black?
Black is for those who really want to move beyond auras. Those who have this vidya and they are getting into the siddhis. Siddhis like somebody is suffering, say from cancer. They really want to move into that darkness of that cancer so that they can do their best to remove pain of that person. That's a good sign of the black. But somebody loves someone and someone has a siddhi. The siddhi is known as Vashikaran. Vasikaran siddhi. Vasi means to mesmerize the other person. So I think, so suppose I love someone and I really love someone. I want to get hold of that someone and I meet this black magician or black tantric. He has this Vashikaran mantra and he will spell a mantra on this lady. Through food, through drinks, through some object onto her, which I have to pass, obviously. And then this lady will be under a spell, which means a control, attracting.
Do you really believe in that?
You don't believe in that. You have things like that. And they are black magic. It's not black magic, it's black tantra, very powerful.
Yes, but I think everyone is you pushed out. So we create our Maya. So we cannot put a spell on someone and make someone do because there is no other one. It's all in us.
Come to India. Come to India and stay for a week in Banaras. That's all. Just stay
Where is
in
that?
Banaras.
What is that?
Just stay for 1 week in Banaras near the Ganga Ghat. That's all you need to do. You will see things which you can never see happening in the West. Yes, there are many more things which happen in the West which may not happen in the East. But there are things related to yoga which really happen in the East. And you can see through your eyes. These black tantrics doing things which is beyond even saying words. And it happens. Why does it happen, you know? We all have aura. We all, as you said, we have our Maya, so we also have our aura. In the East, we study about this. We all have certain gunas, not the 3 gunas which are inside. There are certain gunas which are related to all the planets above, horoscope and zodiacs, birth date, numerology, horoscope, reading your palms, reading your forehead, wearing stones, having crystals. What is all this? Okay, so these people, as I have my aura, but there is a certain state of my darkness within me. So the darkness within me is, say, fear. So I have this amazing aura, but I also have a guna of this fear surrounding me. Someone who can study the aura, this Black Tantrics studies aura. That's the study. That's how the Tantra is been taught. So they study the aura and they realize that this is a fearful person. They create energies through them, through their auras of fear towards me. Then I walk on a street and I see a dead black cat, which I fear, say, blood. So I see blood everywhere. My fear starts to get more and more. And there is a stage when this fear aura is only which is left, and the other auras which were protecting me, they diminish. Now they boom, a spell which I naturally will catch because everything is energy. We only breathe energy. What is I am surrounded, that's what I will breathe.
Yes,
And
but
what
they will
what am
get.
I inside? Listen, what am I inside is what I will attract. That's the thing. These people will create death because they know what is inside. It's a siddhi, as I said, it's a vasikaran siddhi, knowing the aura of the other person. And it's a study, and you do it through yoga itself. Anybody can do it. You don't need to be someone who has to go to the Himalayas. You sitting there can do it. It takes time, but yes, you can become that powerful a person for sure, without any doubt. But what happens is, on a long term, these studies, if they are done for manipulating other energies, they have to bear the sequences. But you see, when you walk on this path, if people suddenly were not rising in the material world, they really push hard to rise in the spiritual world and they conquer the spiritual paths. They are like the kings or the big emperors on this path. They use it because they were not successful yet. They want to be successful here. At least they want to have that inside them. That's comparison. That's Kalima's shadow on them. That's Tripura Sundari's shadow on them. Obsession, power obsession, spiritual power obsession. So they are there. They will fall down. Anybody has to fall down to reach there. So that's the study. It's not like I have studied, so I know. It's not hard. Okay, but you just do what you really want to do. So there is another thing. As someone said, we always have a choice. We always have. So somebody I heard a few days ago, she was saying, life is a journey between B and D. B is the birth, D is the death. How we move from B to D, we always have a choice. Life is a choice. Every step we have a choice. It's only conscious or unconsciously doing. But we do have a choice. Always. Nobody can say, I didn't have a choice. We had. I also had a choice not to fall into this trap of yoga. But I allowed myself to fall, and here I am. That's it. So yeah, anyways, we are not doing black tantra. We are not even doing red. So without red, there is no black. Anyways, that's how it is. So The asanas we do, the first one is Bhadrasana. We say Bhadrasana. It's the butterfly pose. Just the normal butterfly pose. The second one we do is Tarasana. So Tarasana is similar to your butterfly. Just a minute. So Tarasana basically is allowing two triangles to crisscross each other. So it's a star. Tarasana as Mother Tara, the goddess mother. Tara means a star with 6 points, just as we draw 6-pointed stars. But we draw it with one triangle and then the other triangle crossing it. So the inner triangle, lower triangle, which was facing down, moves up, and the upper triangle, the above triangle, which was facing up, moves down. So you form two triangles, and then there comes 6 points. 6 points, these hands, elbows falling down, grabbing the toe. 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. The head meets the heel, and this whole area becomes the fifth is your leg, and that other leg is your 6th point. So how do I show it on paper? So it's like, just a minute. So there is this triangle, and there is this other triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes, I get it.
Yes.
I write it like that, like a star. Right, see? When you said star, I write it like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand
What I'm trying to show you. Can you see the picture straight? Do you see the picture? Okay. So that's your triangles meeting each other, forming to a star with 6 points, where the forehead touches the heel, where the belly touches our main areas. Okay. So the whole focus is here, from forehead till our Manipura. Yeah, somewhere around the second and the first chakra and the forehead. So the whole focus is there, because everything happens here in this space between. And this is the space we were talking in the morning. This is the whole of that space. So this is asana we do. Okay, coming back to your third asana, we practice virasana a lot in Tantra. Virasana, hero pose. Okay, basically trying that the toes, the bigger toes of the feet are touching each other. So we try them to be touched behind, with the knees also touching in front. That's how we generally do. And the fourth one is Samasana. Samashana. So Sama Ashana means some. Some means not S-U-M, S-A-M. Some means Samanta, where we are again moving to the Samana Vayu, the prana, the Samana prana. So we are working into that Samana prana. Samana means equal. So we are making the two energies, the feminine, the masculine, and the feminine become one. And the Apana and the Udana prana to become one. So that the prana moves in a orbit, which is then helped by the fifth vayu or fifth prana within us. Apana, Udana, Samana, Vyana. So the Vyana then moves around along with the Apana, which gives comfort to the lower back and gives space to the pelvis. So this asana for ladies, your left heel moves into your perineum. So you are pressing your perineum with your left heel and the right foot is just in front of your left. And for the male,
It's like a Siddhasana. You're talking about Siddhasana.
Siddhasana is one foot over the other. Is it not? Siddhasana? Siddhasana is this one.
But you're sitting on your heel, am I right? In Siddhasana, you're sitting on the perineum is on the heel. Am I right? No, you cannot hear me. Yes.
When your one foot is over the other foot and you are pressing into your perineum and you are pressing into your pubic bone area, that's Siddhasana.
And what is Samasana?
Samasana, Samasana for ladies, you are pressing your left heel into your perineum, but with your right foot is in front of the left, not on it, in front. So this is here, and this foot is in front, just in front. So the heel of the right is touching the ankle area here. So it's just touching here, just a press, and it's not doing anything. It's just laying there, but the left heel is pressing into the perineum. So the right is not doing anything. It's just covering up because you just cannot sit like this. So you are covered up here. In Siddhasana, this is above, but this in Samashana, this is below. So the work for the ladies is with the left, and for the boys is with the right, and the left is just there in front. So that's basically the difference.
And okay, I understand the physical difference, but why that leg in front? What is changing in an energetic and holistic way in between two asanas, between Simhasana, Siddhasana, and Samasana? So it's one leg over the other, but something is changing because it wouldn't be two different asanas if it's not differences.
So a leg above leg is containing the energy. It's not allowing the energy to move out. So when you hold from everywhere, so traditional child pose, Balasana, is different than the Balasana and child pose we do nowadays. It's totally different, is it not? You know the traditional child pose?
I think I know. Like, but whatever I say to you, oh, that's it. You will say, no, that's not the real asana. It's not traditional. So I cannot tell
No,
anything that I know.
See the thing, Milanaji. It's not who I made these asanas, okay? But yes, it is me who has studied through the asana. This I really do. I dedicate myself studying asanas. It's very important for me. Even if I'm not like an asana teacher, and maybe I don't really want to, but yes, studying asanas, there is something because I just don't study asana for the sake of asana. I study to see why. This name could have been different, but okay, the name part is still easy to understand. But why? What actually is it really doing with all the koshas, with all the gunas, with everything, with all the elements? I really am focused upon there. In your Siddhasana and some asana, in Siddhasana, we are trying to have that energy in one space. We are trying to move that energy within us. We are not trying to let this energy move out. In this, we are trying to keep that. When as a male, I keep my left leg outside, just laying there, I'm allowing Shakti to move into Shiva. For ladies, you are trying that formless Shiva to move into Shakti. So we are doing two things with the same asana. Okay, holistic way if you want to understand. So what happens is when you move from this state to the next state, which is a little of red tantra, a lady and a guy, a boy and a girl are sitting in this samasana to start with. The lady is trying to move that Shiva in front of her into her, and the guy is moving that Shakti into her. This is why these legs. Now, these legs, the front leg, which is not doing anything in white tantra, touches the toe of each other in a couple tantra practice, so that they can feel.
You mean like Shiva Shakti meditation? And
Uh,
before
yeah,
bending
yeah,
legs,
yeah, yeah.
it will be like this? Uh-huh.
It's actually yes, because red tantra, even if it says more of sexual thing, sex is the least, the last thing. In reading Tantra Yoga, red Tantra Yoga, the sex is taught if it is a 25 days course, sex is just taught a day before the course ended, not before that. 24 days, there is no talk about a guy and a boy or a girl having any kind of sex. It's only about to sit together and to realize the energy with simple touch. Just the tip of the toes touching each other. Because as I said today when we started this class, sensuality, sensitiveness is the base. If that is not there, Tantra is not happening. Okay, so that's why I said you just don't need someone. We need someone to move a little more deeper, because whole sex can be taught without me having a woman here, and I can teach how a baby is born totally. That's not the thing. That's words. The language beyond that is with experience. Two people really getting there. I will not talk about this in depth, but that's what I'm saying. This is the difference between other styles of yoga, because other styles of yoga says brahmacharya, celibacy, preservance of energies, all that. And it's right, because that's how we can learn what we say here. In Tantra, brahmacharya means totally a different subject. It's about having togetherness and still moving beyond the physical thing and looking at the other as a source of energy without doing anything, melting into each other. That's Tantra. This is why the sex thing in Tantra is very deep. It's not BDSM. Okay, what is happening all over the world right now in the name of Tantra is BDSM, NSFW mostly. That's what's happening. But it doesn't help. Anyways, uh, I have been there. Okay, I have learned BDSM. I was there. I have done many courses. I have taught many courses. So I have taught Tantra there. I came from there. My teacher was from there himself, my first teacher. So yeah, it's not that I haven't had any experiences of things, but yeah, the main paths. Coming back into the main path now, when we have reached at the almost half stage of white Tantra, the thing which is very important in life is to heal. Heal from all the sexual wounds. Everybody has that sexual wound. The first wound is getting cut of that umbilical cord. That's the first sexual wound we all have. Nobody can say, oh no, I am clear, I have no wound. We all have. Deep down, it is still buried for many. So we have to heal from them. Or then in life, abusing, traumas, touches, many kinds of things can happen for many people. Bullying. So there are so many things which have happened. And everything affects. And then someone saying, ah, you're not good enough for anyone, not good enough for anyone. It's actually a sexual wound happening. So we all almost all have that. So we have to heal from that. Okay. So because sensuality and anxiety, they are two opposite directions of the same exhibition within us. Sensuality and anxiety. Two opposite things, but from the same base point. So they start from exactly the same space within us. Okay. So when this exhibition within us moves upwards, it gives us pleasure. It moves downward, it creates sadness, which is anxiety. Fear, sadness moves down, anxiety, and feeling good, feeling love moves up, which is pleasure, which is sensual. Okay. So the chemical reaction happens within us. There is a chemical reaction, or what you say, I don't know what they say in terms, but there is this thing called a liquid kind of, or a gas kind of maybe, domephin, yes, which gets created within us, which is why we have pleasure. So this chemical reaction happens at the same space where another chemical substances happens, which is known as norepinephrine. Norepinephrine, which happens, which creates anxiety within us. So the space is the same. It's only a very subtle line in between both. If we are upwards on that line, pleasure, we move downwards, it creates anxiety. So that point is where we are looking for. That's where the sexual wound is hanged or is being suppressed. So we move towards that point. Once we are at that point, then the sexual wound can start to be healed. Because we know, until we know that there is this pain, we cannot heal it. So we have to move into every kind of pain inside us. Okay. So for this dopamine to increase, the more Kapalbhati we use, this is a simple but very effective process. Lots of Kapalbhati helps for that dopamine to keep increasing so that the neuropine is decreased in the body. Okay. So this is what happens. You use Agni Mudra. So your Agni Mudra is your left palm is just in line with your solar plexus, and your right palm you make a fist with the thumb facing up, and you sit there. So this is Agni Mudra of Tantra. We use both in white and red. Okay, this is Agni Mudra. Left hand is below, in line with your solar plexus, and the right is up with the thumb facing up. This is the lingam. This symbol is a symbol of lingam. Now, lingam means Shiva and Shakti becoming one.
There is no difference between woman and man doing the Agni. So
No,
wouldn't it be I put the right hand down or an opposite? No.
No, it will be same because a female is left, male is right. So yeah, that's the only thing. Okay, that's your Agni Mudra. Just sitting in this every day for a certain period of time. After certain weeks, maybe 7, 11, 13, we can start going back to the day of our birth. This is how we go back to the day of our birth, or even beyond. If we become more sensual, we can even move into our mother's womb. If sometimes it's a sexual wound of our mother and grandmother which we carry forward. This is why Tantra is the art which takes us back, because it won't leave anything behind. It will gather everything. So that when we move out and come out, we are totally born fresh with nothing. So we are born totally pure. Right now we are pure. These are the dust particles. So we'll remove this dust particle and we will be moving and becoming that pure being with no dust on it. So this is one mudra we do practice. Just try and do it for 7 to 8 weeks, maybe 5, at least 5, more 11, 21 minutes. That would be amazing. So just try and do this. And don't contemplate, think anything. Just inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Don't even think of Shiva, Shakti, old age, young age, birth age. Don't think about it. Just sit. Doing nothing. You will reach there. That's the power of this mudra. So if people don't believe in mudra, just let them do this mudra for a continuous period of at least 7 weeks. And they will say what it does. Okay, and then people will not say, mudras. What do? They do. Okay. There is another mudra we use, which is the prana mudra in both. A prana mudra is your little finger amazingly powerful if you do in a Utkatasana pose, goddess pose, Utkat Konasana pose. Sorry. So Utkat Konasana pose, if you do this, it really takes you more faster into what it can be, or you can do it in Bharadwaj, Virabhadrasana 2, Virabhadrasana 1, Virabhadrasana 3. Any Virabhadrasana pose, you can do this mudra, or in Utkat Konasana, goddess pose. It really helps. Because what happens is with the prana mudra, you will move into those nadis where from the same thought process has been arising. This is the power of prana mudra, because it will clear the nadis. You need a very determined will. Answers won't come in 7, 8, 10 days of doing it. People have a tendency of giving up in these things. Asanas, handstands, they can take 3 years, 5 years, every day, breaking many cells, nadis within. They will keep doing it. But when it's time of mudras, it takes a hell lot of patience. More patience than jumping into handstands. Patience, you know them. Because when you are doing nothing, that's when patience is very, very hard to find. Because if you are doing something, you have the patience. You deep inside have a voice. Come on, Milena, jump, and you will get into your handstand. Not today, tomorrow, again. And for sure you will get there. The body now has learned, the muscles have memorized, and you have built strength. You have that form, the alignment. You have changed your anatomies by doing the same thing again and again. The body has memorized and it has a new picture and it comes into existence. But doing nothing, if you have to reach somewhere, that's hard. And there are very few teachers who teach during meditations, handstands, headstands, chakrasana, different asanas, just doing meditation. And they have this amazing scripts of these meditations. To just let you feel you are there. Just before the class has even started. Even if it is the first day, a beginner's class, to do a handstand, they will actually guide it through their amazing scripts. Very few teachers can do that. Because if you just meditate and say, look yourself with your hands down, legs up, hips in line with the shoulders, you are in a headstand. That's a dreamy picture. Never done a handstand in my life, and I have to picture myself upside down. It's going to be a shaky picture. But these few teachers in this world, very few right now. There have been many in before, but right now in the world there are a few teachers. One of them is Talia Sutra. Talia Sutra, yes, that's her name. She is from Iraq. Maybe Israel, Iran, or Iraq. Exactly, I don't know, but from this area, for sure. Oh yeah, she's from Israel, and now I get it. Yeah, because there was a bomb shedding some months ago, totally. Lots of bombs were diffused into that country by US. So yeah. So she is one of those teachers who teaches back then through meditation, 15 to 20 minutes of meditation before every class. It just makes that spine really feel like it just by narrating her scripts. You should be following her. She's on Instagram, Talia Sutra. If you don't find, I'll just send you the link of Talia Sutra. I don't praise many teachers, at least. Okay. So if I do praise someone, just try and look. It may resonate, it may not resonate with you, but these are some of the features. Okay, so this is you do. These are the two more mudras along with the three other mudras. Okay, and it's over time for me. This is why I was feeling tired. And it's 12 midnight. I still have
Thank
my
you.
asana.
Yes,
Okay, I have
thank
my
you.
asana. See you tomorrow is no class. Good day for me. So have an
Yes,
amazing evening and take care. Be blessed. Namaste.
thank you. Namaste.